5 Fascinating theories regarding the ancient sea peoples. Number 5. The Philistines. Depicted as the archvillains of the ancient Israelites in the Old Testament, the Philistines settled the southern coast of Israel. After establishing settlements, the Philistines formed a confederation of city-states that included Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod, Gath, and Ekron. The Philistines came into conflict with the Israelites once they started expanding their power beyond their coastal domains. Because of this conflict, the Israelites not only demonized the Philistines but made actual demons out of their gods, including their fish god Dagon. Elsewhere in the Bible, the Philistines were synthesized in the form of the giant Goliath, a proud, loutish warrior who is bested by the small and humble fighter David. Outside of the Bible, the Philistines are mentioned in several Syrian, Phoenician, and Egyptian letters. While it is generally considered that the Philistines were a group of sea peoples who settled the area, not everyone agrees on their exact origins. One of the more common theories is that the Philistines were originally from the Aegean Sea region, with many more people claiming that the Philistines were Mycenaean Greeks. Archaeological digs near the ancient Philistine city of Gath uncovered pieces of pottery that bear close similarities to ancient Greek objects. Furthermore, a red and black ceramic bear taken from one of the excavations almost certainly points to the influence of the Mycenaean culture. Number 4. The Sardinian Connection. In the Medinet Habu, a mortuary temple dedicated to Ramses III, there is carved into the stone the most famous depiction of the Sea Peoples. Showing several battles, the relief closely identifies the Sea Peoples with several different types of headwear. The most striking group is depicted wearing horned helmets. It is commonly believed that these fighters belong to the Sardin, one of 9 groups named by Egyptian records. Again, because the ancient Egyptians were mostly interested in fighting and defeating the Sea Peoples, they did not keep detailed records concerning their origins. However, several researchers have concluded that the Sardin people were from Sardinia. Specifically, the Sardin are considered part of the island Nuragic civilization, a little-known civilization that left behind numerous stone sites, including towers, houses, and burial complexes. The Nuragic people also left behind statues, including Bronze Age figurines showing Sardinian warriors wearing horned helmets. Number 3. The Sicilian Connection. Following the age of the Sea Peoples, the island of Sicily was divided between 3 major tribes: the Elymians, the Sicani, and the Siculi. While the Sicani were indigenous to the island, the Elymians are believed to have originally come from Asia Minor and had deep connections to the Greek city-states of the Aegean Sea. The Sicels, on the other hand, were likely an Italic tribe from the mainland. All 3 tribes may have connections to the Sea Peoples, but it is believed that marauders from Sicily were part of the invasions by the Sea Peoples. Specifically, these Sicilian pirates were called the Shekulesh by the Egyptians. For their part, the later Greek conquerors of ancient Sicily believed that the Sicels had fled to Troy after being defeated by the Egyptians. From there, they traveled to southern Italy and finally to Sicily. Modern historians seem to corroborate this belief that the Sicels and the Elymians were both defeated members of the Sea Peoples Confederation who found shelter in Sicily. Number 2. The Etruscans. Few European civilizations remain as mysterious as the Etruscans. These inhabitants of northern and central Italy left behind a still mostly indecipherable alphabet and language, thereby forcing historians to rely for further information on Roman records as well as the colorful tombs that the Etruscans built for one another. The question of Etruscan origins is far from new because the ancient Greeks pondered the issue themselves. While some ancient Greeks believed that the Etruscans were related to the Pelasgians, an Aegean tribe who spoke a dialect of Mycenaean Greek, Dionysius of Halicarnassus claimed that the Etruscans were in fact the native inhabitants of Italy. The most often repeated assertion comes from Herodotus, however. Herodotus believed that the Etruscans came from the Anatolian region of Lydia and were led to Italy by King Tyrannus. Interestingly enough, one of the sea peoples were the Tiresh, whom some ancient historians also called the Tyrrhenians. According to this theory, the forefathers of the Etruscans were originally Greek pirates who sacked and settled Lydia before being pushed out of Anatolia by a famine. This origin might explain the similarities between Etruscan and Greek religions. Number 1. Connection to the Balkans. While most of the sea peoples came from either the Aegean or the wider Mediterranean, many historians argue that groups from the Adriatic Sea also joined the migration. Specifically, Austrian historian Fritz Schachermy asserted in 1982 that the Sherdun and Shekelesh were originally from the Adriatic and had connections to the ancient Illyrians. Today, little is known about the Illyrians besides the fact that they were a tribal confederation that ruled much of modern-day Croatia, Slovenia, Montenegro, Bosnia, Serbia, and Albania. Furthermore, it is also believed that certain Illyrian tribes settled the Italian peninsula and intermixed with local Italic tribes. Recently, 2 researchers with Vienna University dispelled another notion about the Illyrians that their language directly influenced modern Albanian. Although Schachermy's theory is not commonly held among students of the Sea Peoples, there are those who continue to believe that a famine in the Balkans drove several tribes, including the Illyrians, to migrate over land and over water.